Well, ladies and gentlemen, seeing the fact that the even flow of traffic is finally starting to calm down and it's just about that time for us to get out of here before those street lights turn on, I think it's time for us to bring Music Village for this week to an emphatic close. But don't worry, if you missed anything, and I do mean anything from this afternoon/night delight we were able to give you for this week, we got you covered. Because you can check it out again one more time, all the time, on our Facebook, SoundCloud, or even Tumblr pages, all named the same, only known as Music Village Radio under the hashtag MusicVillage325. And according to the maestro, that's what time the storm started, and around the same time when the thunder hit, but I had headphones on and couldn't hear it. Right, so you heard all of that and didn't tell me a storm was going on while we were on the mic? What's wrong with you? Oh, you didn't want to break our concentration. Well, I didn't want to get struck by lightning, so how's that? And if you guys want to figure out other crazy and zany things that we still got prepared for this summer of RPG, like a storm that we happen to be in the eye of and don't want to get struck by, you can go ahead and check it out on our Twitter/YouTube pages, still named the same, only known as ZOOAgent 0012. And before we head out for the night, we would like to thank, as always, you the fans out there for listening in to another Days of Thunder Adventure Edition of Music Village. And if you guys and gals out there like what you heard, go out there and spread the word. You know what? Like Prince Noctis whenever Prompto decided to do a remix of the classic Final Fantasy Victory song. Yeah, you know, the PR department knows where I'm going with this one, and they're putting on cool sunglasses that they got from Iggy. Really? And you didn't give me a pair? Come on. Well, besides that, folks, we would also like to thank you, the independent artists out there, for doing that musical goodness like you always do. And keep up the great work, guys. And here's hoping you inspire somebody at around 3 in the morning like you did me to come up with the show for this week. So keep that musical goodness coming. And speaking of people with musical goodness able to keep us inspired in the late night hours of the night, we would like to thank our musical guest for this week, none other than Technoax, with his song, Facing Your Nemesis, that was featured during this week's epic edition of the DJ Smokey's True Video Game Stories. And as always, Technoax, keep up the great work, and we can't wait to hear what you got coming down the tubes next. And finally, last but not least, we would like to thank you, the independent gamers out there, for coming out with all those sweet, sweet video game hits and clips that we had a chance to talk about during this week's show. And like always, guys, keep up the great work, keep those games coming, cause you never know what show we got lurking around the tubes next for your games to be featured on. Hint, hint. And I guess with everybody thanked, you guys out there, how we go out, I'm DJ Smokey on behalf of the Maestro saying, looks like somebody's having fun. But most importantly, when there's smoke, there's fire. And we'll see you guys next week for another mid-month adventure edition of Music Village. But until then, good night, everybody.